It is disgusting and was not a viable replacement for actual smoking. Chewing is not inhaling. I continued to smoke pack and a half a day, depending on the day, through my 30s.
There you go. Joystick makes it go up and down, left and right.
My last saving grace. The cost for the drug was reimbursed by the company I was working for at the time, so I gave it a try.
Just
Fingers
like that.
crossed. First few
Up
days,
goes
I was
up,
pretty
down goes
optimistic.
down.
I still felt like smoking, and I smoked.
Yep. Up.
My dreams got violently vivid, and I felt super depressed. And when I started to feel suicidal, it scared me, and I stopped. Cigarettes never made me feel this way. Then I got a call. My dad had a stroke. He was recovering, but the stroke left him paralyzed on the right side of his body.
There we
When we
go.
were
I
finally
hope.
able to speak to each other, he was crying and he pleaded, "Chris, you have to stop smoking, please." It was gut-wrenching. I promised him I would try. But I was and still is. It was a very painful reality for all of us in my family. And I didn't quit smoking. I didn't know how. Nothing mimicked the behavior. Patch, gum, pills. I knew I had to quit smoking, though, more than ever before. I realized the toll that smoking for 30 years had taken on my body. The efforts of just walking around made me feel old. I was winded keeping up with my kids. I was winded walking up a flight of stairs. I was winded walking into work. I was just winded. It felt terrible. I was not in any way capable of being an active person. I lost breath, and that really concerned me. I was literally struggling to breathe at times. It was brutal. I needed to fight back to survive. I was at my local discount tobacco store one day getting a carton of cigarettes, and I randomly bought a blue. It was weird, but what the heck? I didn't care for it much, but it did help me dive into the technology of e-cigarettes. I started researching them, and after that experience, I read a lot of articles. I found they were mostly from the UK, and the articles explained in great detail how this technology emerged and how effective it was as a smoking cessation option. I read about the recovery of lung function and breathing easier. I read about senses like taste and smell healing and coming back. I read about secondhand e-cigarette vapor not being at all like secondhand smoke. I read about the success others had had with the smoking cessation technology. It was about that time I noticed a little vape shop near my work, and on January 7th, 2015, I decided to go. I spent my lunch hour learning about devices, tanks, coils, liquids, flavors, nicotine levels. I left very informed and with my first setup. The device I left with, while basic, allowed me options. My favorite option, I can control the nicotine levels and the flavors. I quit using a vanilla custard flavor in 12 milligrams. I started to taste food and smell aromas during that first month of use. I also noticed a substantial decrease in morning smoker's cough or clearing of the throat. It was awesome. I tried more flavors, vanillas, chocolates, fruits, baked goods, etc., and I was very happy to decrease my nicotine intake on my own over time. It got cheaper than smoking. It tasted better than smoking, and I started to heal from smoking. I did 30 years of smoking harm to my body. My quit date was January 7, 2015. It was that day that I officially quit smoking combustible tobacco. I have not touched a single cigarette since then. Each day I take full advantage of my ability to be active and, more importantly, breathe. I am now able to be the outdoors person I once was. I hike, I swim, I participate in sports. I'm able to do anything that is required of my young Eagle Scout in the making and his big sister. I'm a fun dad. And it's only through vaping that I have lungs clear enough to perform. I just turned 50 on 9/11, by the way. That birthday sucked. If my local vape shop closes and I can no longer get the flavors that I enjoy, who do I turn to? Discount tobacco stores? Convenience stores? Combustible cigarettes from whichever store? Again, not an option.
Oh yeah.
So I'm forced to some black market because of this. Do I become a criminal for trying to save my own health? A felon because I like a subjective flavor? Apparently so, and that is absolutely not okay. This is the United States of America.
Janet, a few of them are.
On that note, the upcoming election will matter to me most depending on which way the vape bans of 2019 go. I voted for Trump, but I feel that a presidential candidate should care more about our public health. A valid presidential candidate would separate themselves from the bigger industries like tobacco and pharmaceutical and support an existing solution that big tobacco and big pharma just couldn't fill the void for.
I don't know, Dolores.
Their solutions never worked for me. I was their prisoner. I couldn't have dreamed of getting off of combustible cigarettes before finding my local vape shop. Without this grassroots industry popping up, I would have had no viable alternative. Today, I am not smoking. Instead, I am vaping on an open system device consuming chocolate cookie pudding. Not THC. I am not a kid. I can choose for myself what's right for me, and I am not a smoker. Thank you all for letting me be a part of this historic afternoon. Know the truth, speak the truth, feel the truth. We vape, we vote. We vote, we vape, we vote, we vape, we vote, we vape, we vote.
By the way, if anyone wants good pictures from this, Getty Images, and search for vaping.
We vote! We make! We vote!
There's a photographer here from Getty Images.
Awesome!
I do not see him.
It's Mark Anton's birthday today. He's President Safada.
Maybe he did.
Should we sing him happy birthday? All right, you guys ready? Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, Mark! Happy birthday, Mark! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, Mark! Happy birthday, Mark Anton! Happy birthday to you! I love you, man. All right, our next speaker, we got Jillian, and then we got the amazing Matt Elliott coming next. He's going to close out the rounds. We're getting very close to the end, so I ask a couple of things. Please be responsible for your trash. If you've got any trash on you, just please go ahead, pick it up, go ahead, put it in your backpack. Make sure you take care of it. You got to make these grounds as clean as possible, because remember, they're looking at us. Everyone is. So I don't want people or our naysayers come back and, God, look at these slobs. All right, let's do it proud. All right, let's welcome Jillian Starcher, consumer advocate. Give her a big round of applause, please.
Woo! Thanks, guys. Man, you can't see how big you guys are from down here, I'll tell you that. I wanted to bring this because I told everybody on those feeds that we slaughtered to check us out on Saturday because we're not bots. Just gonna put that right there. All right, so thank you everybody for staying around. I know it's freezing. I've been shivering this whole time. And for everybody staying around, let me present my story. It means a lot. Being here with the greatest vaping community that I've ever known in my life. So I'm a 31-year-old mother of 5. Let's see, I started smoking cigarettes at the age of 15 and I quit it at 27 thanks to flavored vaping products, right? So, thank you. But normalcy for me was about 4 hospital visits a year. I had a lot of health issues in a very short amount of time, what I would consider 12 years or so of smoking. And I had increased blood pressure, heart rate, I had a smoker's laugh, a smoker's cough. And so today, after vaping for 4 years, I am actually textbook healthy. So, as many of you raised your hands today, I've also lost a loved one, which is why today this is very important for me to be here, that on October 1st, I lost my grandmother, the most important woman of my life, to emphysema, COPD, asthma. I watched her take her last breath. Vaping for her was not an alternative. when it was too late, and she only smoked for 15 years. So this is very important for me to be here and advocate today. I worked in the healthcare field for about 9 years. I started as a home health aide. I went and got my ONA. I decided I wanted to work in emergency medical services, and I studied advanced basic care. So I worked with hundreds of medical professionals in all kinds of fields. So if I could sum up my experience in one sentence, I would say that I could deliver your newborn child, and then I could assist your grandmother through her final moments of life. So vape products and e-cigarettes, what are they? They are the consumer solution to a government-created problem, right? The government created this problem, and then we created the solution. So vaping, as everybody knows, right? Sorry, I might have lost my spot.
You're all right.
So it's provided 480.
Yeah.
It will provide 480,000 adults a year with a safer alternative. Okay.
Sheena,
That's really the
vaping
great
products
thing about our
don't
community is
burn.
that we don't just think about ourselves. We really think of the greater picture. We have everybody
Just
in
saying.
mind, right? So we don't represent big tobacco. We're not big tobacco. We represent.
That's why they're
these companies
much
that are
less
FDA
harmful.
compliant. The mom and pop shops, everybody that puts their blood, sweat, and tears into opening these shops and putting everything they have into it. Right. So we got vaping e-cigarettes. They're very similar products, but different, being lumped into the same category. You have big tobacco companies like Juul and Vuse. Those are your e-cigarettes. They come in and they sell their products and take part in our industry's success, because our industry's success means their industry's failure. You know what they say, if you can't beat them, join them, right? They come and sell their products in the same convenience store locations which I bought my cigarettes when I was a kid. They're still available to use. They don't have the same goals as the rest of the industry. So ours is to save lives, right? Theirs is and will always be money. It's always going to be that way, and financial greed will always lack moral obligation. Companies like this should not be able to take part in movements which are really so pure. So I heard a lot about Chantix. Okay? Heard a lot about it. Okay, it's linked. These are just the reports. Linked to 250 suicides. No, they're not even required to report it. It's linked. The reports, 250 suicides, 200 suicide attempts, 5,000 serious psychiatric events. Right? Is 8.4 times more likely to lead to suicide or self-injury compared to other nicotine replacement products like the gum or patch. But what does the FDA do? They create a black box warning for the high-risk medication, but it remains on the market, but nobody bats an eye. Our government allows what was once majority of the population to become addicted to something proven so deadly, a leading cause of death in our country, combustible tobacco. But we figured it out. We've come up with a solution.
Yes, we
and
have.
it's proven safer. They want to ban it. It can't be because of youth vaping, because if it was, there's so many other solutions. This should be considered long before we think of something that is so drastic, like banning anything, right? And if this was about the death or the injury, then we could ban the products that are factually more deadly. You know, or what about the fact that today or tomorrow, 1,400 people are going to die?
Think of it this way, though. That's
Right.
an attraction for
It doesn't
cigarette
make sense to ban
users.
something legal over illegal activity. But yet we stand here defending something completely unrelated. So what could it be? I'm not sure. But what I could tell
I
you...
agree, Breeze.
Right? What I do know is that the government is now driving what they could be driving. Millions and millions Americans back into the arms, welcoming arms of big tobacco. And welcoming arms, right? So that in turn brings them into pharma, and then they just all exchange customers.
Hi, Shirley.
Right? So here we stand, 13 million voters. 13 million voters, friends and families. We truly believe that if you take our flavored vaping products away, that you're stripping us of our rights, worried more about lining your pockets than of us or our health. And at the end of the day, our 13 million vapors who reside in every single state, we will remember every name and every face. We have the ability to tip the scales, and we will.
I'm well, Shirley, thanks.
Our government should protect the people and regulate corporations, not protect corporations and regulate people. Thank you, everybody.
All right, give her a big round of, give her a big applause, please. That's amazing. It takes a lot of courage to come up here if you haven't spoken before and see all your ugly faces. The next man needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyways. My brother, my friend, Matt Elliott.
What's going on, everyone?
Yeah!
No. I said, what's going on, everyone? I know many of you, like me, are freezing right now. But I want to thank each and every single one of you who have come out here to defend your rights. Your right to use a 95% less harmful alternative to combustible tobacco. Your rights to choose what you want to vape. We don't need just tobacco. Oh, by the way, Mr. Trump, you giving us menthol as a courtesy? No. We're not given things as courtesies. This industry was built on the backs of consumers. This industry was created because our governmental officials could not help people quit smoking. And why is that? MSA blood money. Because it is very simple. Flavor bans are about MSA blood money that the states are losing. Now I want to level with you. I want all of you to come in close. Come in close. All you in the back, come on, come on.
Yeah!
I want to say I am so absolutely proud of every single one of you.
Thank you.
Because you took time out of your lives to come down here. There were people that said we could not do this. There were people that said this was a waste of time. There were people that said no one's going to show up. Well, guess what? We proved them all wrong! Now, strangers from distant lands, friends of old, we are gathered here to fight big tobacco control. We are here to fight big governmental control. And how do we do that?
We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote! We vote!
Whether I just met you today, whether we've been talking for years. Listen,
I would say
I'm no one
3,500
special.
is a good estimate.
I am a consumer advocate who has had time in this industry. Can I do? You're gonna walk around one. You're gonna walk around Mike. Get him. All right, that's better. I don't feel right hunched over. I'm not in front of some health committee. I'm not in front of some Ways and Means committee. I'm not trying to tell political officials that they don't know what the hell they're trying to regulate. I don't care if you're a reviewer. I don't care if you're a manufacturer. I don't care if you are a shop owner. I don't care if you are a distro. I don't care if you are just a low-end consumer. Guess what? We all vape because we wanted to quit combustible tobacco. I've heard numbers estimated. I have heard 4,000. I've heard 5,000. Guess what number I did not hear? How many vapors are in America? So where the hell are they?
Where they at, though?
I mean, y'all showed up. I want to thank all the state advocacy groups that worked with United Vapors Alliance to get buses to bring people here. I want to thank United Vapors Alliance, which this is my first time being on a board of anything. Holy crap. I was the one that was just hiding away and voting and walking away. I want to thank Sherwin. I want to thank Tristan. I want to thank Alan. I want to thank Salter. I want to thank Matt Cully. Y'all put in the work really hard, and everybody else on the board, there's too many members for me to list. Listen, this is not a Legion thing. This is a vapor thing. To quote Dimitri, who could not be here, and I know he sends his love to everyone, we don't have to agree 100% of the time. But as long as we agree 75% of the time, we can get stuff done. Now today, you watched Safada come up here and talk. You watched VTA come up here and talk. You watched AVA come up here and talk. You watched CASA. These are all organizations that fight daily for all of you. Now I want you guys to do something for me. What? I know many of you come up to me and thank me for what I do. And I appreciate it.
We appreciate you!
But what I want is if it is in your ability, go out there and do the same thing. We need voices everywhere, every hearing, every meeting. We need to be there. If your state is facing a flavor ban, get 200 people to show up. If your state is facing a vape ban, where are you Massachusetts people? Put your hands up if you came from Massachusetts.
There we go.
Yeah. You are not forgotten. You are not forgotten. It was absolutely disgusting what happened to Massachusetts. That was downright disgusting. And I have to commend you. If that happened in New York, let's say there'd be more than trucks missing. But Massachusetts, you are not forgotten. And I want to thank VTA for handling lawsuits across the country, fighting for your states. I know Mr. Trump isn't in the White House right now because he's watching a football game. I mean, frankly, I would assume that listening to, say, thousands of your constituents would be a little bit more important, especially when the vapors control the swing states. So I have a message from Mr. Trump. I am a vapor. I started smoking at a very young age, and it was no one's fault but my own. I didn't blame cigarettes. I didn't blame people not watching me. I did it. I knew the consequences, and I still did it. But guess what? I quit a 14-year habit using fruit menthol flavored vapor products. I am a single issue voter. I vote, and so do all of you. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All of you, when you return home to whatever states you came from, whether it be Alaska of all goddamn places, when you go back home, tell your friends, tell your family what happened here today. Because today, we made history! Today, we made our voices heard! I told everyone on Facebook and on Twitter,
Christy,
the ground
estimate is
will shake
3,500.
beneath our feet. Our voices will echo through DC. And they will look us dead in the eyes, as the news crew did, as passersby did, and they will know we will not be silenced anymore. Again, I want to thank United Vapors Alliance. I want to thank all the advocacy groups. I want to give a huge shout out to the marshals. The marshals who have walked around all day. The marshals who may have bothered you here and there, but guess what? We had to. I want to thank everyone who helped out today. And I want to remind everyone, please pick up your trash on the way out. But when you go home, tell your friends, tell your family that today the vapors made a difference. And as I kick it off, let's leave with a chant. We vape! We vote! We vape! We vote! We vape! We vote! We vape! We vote! I love all of you! Thank you so much! We vote! We vape! 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 We vote!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Thank you. That's going to conclude the rally. We've got to get down and out of here with everything by 7. So let's just do the National Park Service justice for what they did for us today by allowing us to come here and leave it how we found it.
Oh, by the way, one quick thing. Laura Shannon, happy birthday!
Just remember, all of you who are watching who are in the United States,
So if you guys are not,
who lives there?
there you go. So if you're not taking your signs with you, and we hooked you guys out with them, just leave them there in the boxes where you got them. That'd be great. Take your trash with you. Thank you so much for coming, guys. Have a safe trip home and have a good night. We'll see you next time because this is the one of many more to come.
We gotta go this way. We can actually go through.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to try and find Scuba, who seems to have disappeared. There he is.
Yeah. Hold on.
Do the goodbye speech.
All right, guys. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed. This does conclude the Vape Rally, and I think it was a good success. There was a lot of people here. There's a good bit of people that left because they just got too cold, but there was a huge crowd here, without a doubt. Hopefully, y'all got to see what you wanted here. They definitely had some great speeches happening. And I will catch you guys later. Maybe later tonight or tomorrow I'll do a cast or something. But and it is my pleasure to stream it for you guys. But I'm going to try to get some more footage of the monument and stuff when we leave here. We're going to eat, then we're going to catch the train. But y'all have a great night out there.